That was beautiful. And now I'm going to relight the main stage. That was beautiful. I was so worried about it, but that was a beautiful decouple. We guessed pretty well. We did guess pretty well. Why was I so worried about these Kerbals? I'm going to take her up to 80K. I'm just burning like this. I'm getting as much orbital velocity as I can, and I'm going to take her up to 80K. And then I'm going to cut and coast to apoaps for my circularization burn. That was a beautiful separation. I was worried about the separation, but that separated beautifully. 79, 80 right there. That was a great launch, honestly. That was amazing. Shouldn't the radial engines be mounted on the yaw plane, rotated 90 degrees, otherwise your pitch technically interferes with your thrust? What? It seemed to work fine. Let me just go ahead and pull prograde here at the apoaps. I can actually use precise node. No, I won't use precise node. That's 55. I'm going to circuit 80. If that starts to get away, you can click and hold down to bring the apoaps back. That's now 72. We can click on that tag to make it stick. We can expand our node and we can just pull it till we get an 80 by 80, 70, 80, 79 by 80, 6, 7, 8, 9, 80 by 80. I love it. Dump the chutes before you circularize. Mayoko, that is a great idea. That is an absolutely great idea. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to pitch down a bit, and I'm going to decouple that chute. There you go. And I'm going to continue the pitch program and decouple that, or not the pitch program here, but just decouple the chute down like that. That is going to give them a little bit of downward velocity. Do you see how I'm kind of throwing them away from the vector that I'm going to burn? That is what I wanted to do. I just kind of wanted to throw them out of the way. Those will not become orbital trash. They'll re-enter and burn up in the atmosphere now that we're safe in space here. Safe in space. And it's going to be a 33-second burn, double it, or increase that to 34 for rounding. It's going to be 15 plus 2, half of 30 plus half of 4, right? So it's going to be a 17-second burn on either side of the node. When I get to T-minus 17, I'm going to relight that kicker stage. So there's 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, initiating the burn sequence. No more acorn festivals. You're right. Certain apoaps that is most efficient for reaching orbit. Now, 70K, I usually go, I usually go to 80 because 80 gives me a little bit of buffer above the atmosphere. I don't like circularizing at 70K. I don't like that. I want a buffer. I want 10 kilometers of buffer between me and the atmosphere, so I can use that for transfer maneuvers or, all right, 80 by 76. That's close enough, honestly, right there. So we are now safely in an orbit. We have now safely gotten into an orbit. When docking, using RCS will allow you to... You're right, Wolf Boy. You're right. I should, in fact, put RCS on there so that I can dock. You're exactly right. Did I have a mission for science data from around... There's Moon. There's Minmus. There's orbiting Minmus. There's liquid fuel Minmus. We don't need science. Alright, I think we're good. I think we're good. Let me go ahead and plan. I'm going to plan, and when I get on my trajectory to Minmus, 65 for maximum efficiency. You're hilarious. So much trash in this save. Let's go to Minmus. The awesome thing is that Minmus is approaching its descending node right now, so we may be able to just go for it. I'm just going to go for it at first. I'm going to click on Minmus. I'm going to set it as my target. I'm not getting it there. Okay. I'm not getting it there. This is so dirty. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Okay, that's my node. So let's drag the node back around to Minmus's ascending and descending node there. There we could go to the moon. Well, look, we could crash into the moon. We do need to refuel it. I'm just seeing what sort of encounter I can get if I do it very quickly here. There's a Mooner flyby to a Minmus encounter, really? You have to be kidding me that would be a Mooner flyby to a Minmus encounter. Ah, that's too bad that I have to refuel. Because right there I could fly by the moon and then I could get a Minmus encounter. That's really too bad. Shucks, because this is going to come up in 2 minutes. Or 10 minutes. Dang it! That's really too bad. Oh well, it is what it is. It really is. Too bad. Can you parachute down your used stages in Newkirk? No, unfortunately not Lamp Shop, but there is definitely a mod. All right, we've got to do the refueling mission. Shucks. All right, well that's okay. We could have left that on there, but okay. Let me see. Is there certain periapsis? I answered that one. Dump the chutes. I did. Mayoko, thank you for reminding me. You need a mod in order to get parachute stage recovery stuff. I think they were talking to you about that in chat. Lamp Chop. May start doing an easier version of your streams for Kerbal Space Academy. That's fine, Wolfboy King. Dude, go for it. I'd love more people to stream Kerbal Space Academy. I really would. Go for it. Since we launched hardcode beta mode and that sort of stuff, I've been doing more complex topics this week, but I usually do a lot more simple topics. Dash, you have to say, I've never gotten good at this game, but you make me want to play it more. Lower. Play it more, man. If you have questions, ask us. Come over here and ask us. I'm seeing if I missed anything else. Das is addicted to bass. One could even say that it's all about the bass. What? Link your homework screenshot. Of course you can. Scorb, I hope you did that. If I missed it, I apologize. Can we learn how to make bases? We already did that. Let me see how the host is to go to the streamer and go to your dashboard. Oh, okay. Part highlight a mod. Okay, I think I've got caught up. Everything that was highlighted in red. Tannery, I do remember you. There was a stock crew favor. Can you stack the 10% bonus? Okay, I've answered all the questions. Excellent, I have answered all the questions. The backstory to the Kerbal, it's up to you. You make your own backstory. It'll probably be good the next orbit around. You're right, Demo. So let's get this refueling mission done. What do we need to refuel here? We need basically 1,000 units of fuel, a little bit more than 1,000 units of fuel, and we need 2,500 units of monoprop. So 1,000 units of fuel. Let's see here. I'm going to take those things off. We need 1K LFO and 2,500 monoprop, not including the resources it requires to actually do the mission. Don't forget the radial icons. I won't, Mona Bobby. I won't. When I'm approaching the Minmus sphere of influence, that's when I'm going to use them. So we're looking good here. I'm going to go back to the Space Center. Let me just confirm that he's in a stable orbit. 84 by 79 is a stable orbit. So let's go back to the Space Center. Let's go for the refueling probe. I'm going to design a refueling probe now so that we can refuel this. What is the math you do for the maneuver nodes? What do you mean, what is the math you do for maneuver nodes? I don't understand that question, Alex. I'd love to answer it for you, but I don't really understand the question right now. Any rescue missions? Still no rescue missions. Test that landed at Kerbal for 16 science. I want to do this Rockomax engine land. I want to test the Rockomax landed at Duna. I almost want to like lock that in. But I've got 7 active contracts right now. Science data. Now we've got to do this. It expires in 4 hours. That's unfortunate. Plant a flag on Minmus. Science data from the moon. We're not going to get to Rockomax landed. This is my standard game music. Oh no, it's not the standard game music. This is my standard stream music, but it's not the music in the game. It's kind of like a chill, like jazz lounge sort of thing in the game. I want this contract so bad. Do I have anything on station in Minmus? Visual surveys, plant a flag on Minmus, science data around the moon. I really want this. The burn times, like when to burn the node. Oh, okay. I'll explain that again. Wolfboy King House. I will totally visit your stream. Just follow the Twitch etiquette, please. What is that? Oh, that is the debris falling downrange. Really? Wait. That's not good. Look how broken that is. That is not where the debris is. Those are the launch clamps in the wrong place. I'm going to recover those right now. Those are our 4 launch clamps, and I don't know why they're up in the sky like that, but I'm going to get rid of them. Mono Bobby, I know that. Nah, no IO. I'd rather just do it here. Then you can send the science to complete the contract. It's going to take me more than 4 hours. I was going to see if I had anything on station in the moon or Minmus vicinity. So out at the moon, what do I have out at the moon? I don't have an orbital science station at the moon. This was all donor hype. The IKEA Cappuccino 2-in-1 baby stroller probe. That could actually get into the moon. That could get into moon orbit. I think it has enough Delta V to get into moon orbit. Let's check it out right quick, because I want to snag that land on Duna with a mainsail contract. The efficiency does. Exactly. the efficiency of the solar panels does decrease as you get further out or closer in. Oh, we have no Delta V left. Wait, why do we have no Delta V left? We should have Delta V. Is it throttled down? Ah, 230 Delta V is not enough. Shucks. Oh my gosh. Wolfcoy King House, please send me a message. No more questions about that on my stream. Please send me a message on Twitch and I will answer them. I can't really answer those questions right now. Okay? Send me a message. I will be more than happy to help you out, but I can't really answer those questions right now. Let's see here. In the sky, I knew and Santa would bring you, but you recovered them. No gifts for you. What? Doesn't make any sense. This can't get into orbit, unfortunately. Caboose, take it easy. Let's go back to the tracking station. Booty Smacker! Thanks for the follow. Dregius, Nihale, Sleazy Piranha, The Lucky Barkeep, Josh Jet, Rune Soldier, Caleb A. McCoy, Nate Dog, and CY Cloops. Thank you. What is a Cloops, by the way? I don't use MechJeb. I don't use MechJeb. I will say that I learned what I learned about the game never using MechJeb. I taught myself. I didn't even know how to expand the nav ball when I did my first orbital rendezvous. It was just kind of common sense and basic physics and that sort of stuff. Some people say that you can learn the game using MechJeb. That is not how I came up, and I don't use it in my streams. So I don't use MechJeb. I love to learn the concepts of the game and not have the game like figured out for me by something else. And I really do believe, I truly believe that I can explain what I'm doing right now because I never used something like MechJeb to do it for me. But that's my opinion. That is my opinion. I don't think that it's cheating. You can play it however you want. We make fun of it, right? We say cheating, McCheaterson, MechJeb, and that sort of stuff. But in all, with this many viewers, I will say right now, if you want to use it, you can. I feel like I learned what I learned because I never used it. So let's not start a big debate about it, but that is my thought on the matter. Plus, you're a cheater! Get out of my channel if you use MechJeb. I'm just kidding. I don't think I have anything on station in Minmus either. Yes. Where is it at? I checked the moon. Let's check Minmus. I think these are just all the little pods, right? There are no actual Kerbals out here. A better way to Minmus ship, a better way to Minmus ship, a better way to Minmus ship. None of those have any capability to return science. They don't have they don't have anything. Yeah, this is not gonna help me. Shucks! Yeah, don't get into the debate. I gave you my honest opinion on it. But please don't get into a big debate or my mods are gonna start just swinging the band hammer. There's gonna be friendly fire, it doesn't even matter. Teflon Mike has been MechJeb clean since 0.19, never going back. Heck yeah. Thank you for sharing, MechJeb. Thank you for sharing, Teflon Mike. Thank you for sharing. So let's keep going here. I don't have anything on station that I can use. That just is what it is. So I need to design the refueling mission. Let's go do the refueling mission. I said 2,500 units. That's honestly a lot. I'm not going to make this a manned mission. I'm just going to use the upgraded, this probe core for this. He's going to have to be off on the side somewhere. It's actually interesting. We won't use him as the root node. One of these things, what were my requirements? 1K of LFO. This is 1440 LFO. Okay, good. This is how much? That's 720. I wanted to be able to lock it down, you know, because that's... here we go. This plus this. Launch and have a port edit to refuel and make it possible to get everything back to Earth. Yes, I'll win some. You can, but it's not always the most efficient design. You have to go for a bit. Spartan, man, get you some rest. I appreciate you being here. But you do need to get you some rest, good sir. These are 360 each. 3 of these would work, actually. I don't like 3. Upgrade to unlimited contracts. Oh, we could do that. Yeah, we could actually do that. You're right. I want to lock down my payload, so this would give me... What is that? 720 plus 360. DOS was banned from the channel. Honestly, why don't we just take this big piece? There you go. Since it's going to be a refueler, why doesn't it stay in orbit around Kerbal, right? From a part count perspective, this would be the cheapest way to carry the monoprop. 2 of those would be 1,500, and I'd need another 4 of these, I guess. So let's just go ahead and get that unlocked. Put them on like this. And then we'll put 4 of these on. Looks like we can't do symmetry there. I was going to do these in 2x symmetry and then toss these pods on like that and like that. So that right there is my full payload, right? That's 2,500 monoprop. I learned it from watching you! Drinks Dr. Pepper and Doc's hands-free. Heck yeah, Zalman! Heck yeah! Drinks Dr. Pepper and Doc's hand-free. I love it. I'm gonna need some engines for these. I mean, my first thought would be maybe to take the 909s, but I don't think that's gonna be good thrust to weight for me. It's not. So I think I'm actually gonna go with the LTV 45s. 675 delta V with 0.98 thrust to weight. I can do a rendezvous with that. So that's okay. You're drinking DP right now. Nice. Lockdown payload. Oh, Valison. Let's see here. Locking down the payload means that I right-click on the tank and I turn it off like that, so that all of my delta V is calculated not using that fuel. It's dead payload, right? So now, like look at this. Let me show you. This is a great thing to explain. This is a very good help desk question. If I were to come up here and get my fuel lines like that, and then I were to come over here and put fuel lines going from the payload out to the side like that, right? This, with the tank locked, do you see how my delta V didn't change? This fuel is not available to these engines right now. Even though there are fuel lines that would make it available, I've got it locked down, so it's just dead payload. That's a good way to make sure when you're designing your rocket that you've got enough capability to do what it is you're trying to do. If I didn't have that locked, it would say that I have 2724 delta V. I would use that in my calculations to get to orbit and that sort of stuff. But then when I got to the station, I may not have a full load of fuel for it. So by locking this down like this, that allows me to see what the delta V is with that payload locked in as something that I've got to deliver to a point. That is what I mean by locking down the payload. I just right-click on it to get these, and then I lock those things. You can do it with the RCS, but that doesn't really matter. TS timestamp on the thing. Yeah, I am on the East Coast. I'm totally on the East Coast. You're drinking Pepsi. I do need a drink. If I make a refuel station but it runs out of fuel, would I need to bring in more fuel pods for it to bring a ship up? Or you could just dock. You could dock. You could get more fuel to it, Wolf Boy. Which buildings did you upgrade to get that amount of parts right now? Tiger Race. You need to upgrade your launch pad so you have higher tonnage, and your VAB so that you have higher part count. Launch pad for more tonnage. It goes from 18 to 140 or something. And the VAB goes from 30 parts to 255 parts. Those are the things that we were doing. Alright. Anything else? You need a Coke. Ah! Okay. Do I have the structural segment? Yes, I do. Excellent. All right, good. I'm also going to need a lot of control authority, so I am going to take 2 of these advanced inline stabilizers. Not only is that going to give me the ability to pitch yaw and roll the craft using electric charge, that is also going to allow me to do other things. Do other things. The things. It's going to allow me to balance out these engines just a little bit. That's what I was saying. Balance out the engines. Then I'm going to need to put the probe core somewhere. I think I'm going to put the probe core on one side. We can fashion it up just a bit. Again, this is only for fashion. And I can totally, look, I'm going to put my light cluster on one side. Yeah, this is just the payload, Hydrogyron. This is just the payload right now. There we go. So we've got that light on one side, and then we'll also put a spotlight in on this side. I love this game. I'm like, I get to decide. I get to make things up. I'm really good at making things up. There we go. Alright, so now we've got light cluster on one side. I'm running low here. Alright, and then I'm going to put that probe core on the other side. Where was it at? There it is. I'm totally going to put that probe core on the other side. Like that. Your ship at the moment looks like my first lander, which I might add went very well. Some people on Twitch crack me up, Wolfboy King Alice, and you're one of them. You're like, no matter what, you want to toss in like a little comment about how awesome you are. And it's cool. It's cool. Some people take it a little too far. You're approaching that line. I want to support people, but you're like Luis Paliotto, man. I appreciate you though. Thanks for giving me a laugh. We're gonna need dorsal batteries here. The dorsal batteries are how I keep my orientation in space. I'll go with 2. Guys, watch the language, and please, a lot of you are spamming. A lot of you are spamming the highlights, and that makes me miss things from people that I actually want to read. You're gonna get your highlight deleted. Please, don't abuse it. We're all cool here. Do we have the Veer Governors unlocked? We're about to, because I never use anything besides Veer Governors on these. And I'm going to put those on with 2x symmetry. Is more grindy for science or money at some point, just over science mode. Tiger Race. It depends. It really does depend on your outlook. I've gotten to a point where I felt like career was grindy. I think science is very grindy in science mode. It's almost like you can't really do anything, but, you know, I don't know. Did that work correctly? Yes, it did. It's so down to like your independent thoughts on the matter. Oh, look at that! I can actually put them on with the correct symmetry now. That's amazing. I really don't know how to answer that question, unfortunately. I really don't, because it can feel grindy sometimes. To me, it feels grindy sometimes, but I'm just, you know. I'm not going to say that it's always grindy. Okay, we need to tilt. We need to rotate twice. Alright, just put it back. Rotate it twice. Like that. And then tilt it out. There we go. Okay. Oh, I see what's going on. It's just the way that this part attaches. Alright. Fashion. Caught by fashion again. Alright. I wanted to clip these things in here, kind of. And that's going to be my reverse RCS, but it doesn't look like anything I do is going to make them look right. I think that's just going to be okay, and then we'll tuck it down until the black nozzle looks like it's, yeah, that's okay. That's my reverse RCS, so I can slow down. Alright, good deal. How long have I been playing KSP? About 1.5 years, Doctor. About 1.5 years. Bought it August of last year. This is not the game music. You should try to get away to highlight banner temp. Dr. Zeb, that is really something that we need. We really need something that allows only certain people to highlight, or because too many people abuse it now. It's something that we're gonna have to figure out. Is it possible to get the moon with 30 parts limit? Yes. We've done a design. We've done a design lander. We've designed the lander that has 30 part count, moon lander. We have done that for sure. How much does adding symmetry affect how your ship flies? As long as the symmetry is balanced, Moonflower, we're good to go. As long as you don't have like 3 things on one side and nothing on the other side to counteract the weight, you can actually balance the ship out like that. What am I adding now? I'm adding RCS. Why are you using those RCSs instead of the multi-directional ones? Anytime I do a big fueler probe, I like the Veer Governors. Not only are the Veer Governors going to use the fuel, which I'm carrying extra of, the Veer Governors also have 12 thrust for every part that I put down, whereas the 4Xs only have 1 thrust. So with the same, with a slightly higher part count, like 2 or 3 more parts, I can have 12x the thrust. I could put 12 of these on, and that would be the thrust capability of this one thruster that I put on the side. That's why I do it that way. You can reference me using Das Valdez, Cap. If you say Das Valdez, if you use Das Valdez, it will not highlight. So say Das Valdez if you want to talk about me behind my back, and say Das. Because Das is like, whoa, you know, Das will highlight. Moonflower, if you say, hey man, you missed my question. You can see these missions on YouTube, and I just answered the one about the symmetry. Remember, I do go back. I do go back on occasion. Pre-selected questions. Yeah, Porter John, we're going to think about this. This is balanced just fine. I am not concerned about the balance on this vessel. I know from experience that I don't have to worry about this part being over here, because it's very light, and I've got tons of SAS control. I am a little bit worried about this decouple now, so let's see what we've got. We may need to put those on standoffs. If I put this big part here, I'm a little bit worried about those engines clipping into it on the decouple. I really want that to be a little bit stood off. So let's make this look like an engine nacelle part of thing. Oh no, I can't because of that. Oh well, I can do it. Whatever, we'll just do it. Because see, here's the problem now. If I remove this, it's going to remove my light cluster, and if I remove this, it's going to do that. So we'll remove the light cluster, because it's really easy to build another one of those with a probe core on top. Then we can pull these off. Watch, if you ever need a little bit of standoff, I'm so concerned. Whenever this decouples, I'm worried about these engines hitting it or impacting it in some way. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to take the nacelles off. I'm going to take this modular girder segment, and I'm going to put it right like that and put it down sideways right there on the center of mass. And then I'm going to get the engine. It's now going to be an engine nacelle. Jeez. There you go. And I'm going to put that right back there on the center of mass. Like that. And now we should be good to go. Now I've got a little bit of standoff. I don't have to worry about that decouple hitting or damaging those engines in any ways. Now I just have to put this on with the proper symmetry. Right there near the center of mass. There we go. Are those correct? Yeah, that looks correct. Okay. Then I can put this back. And I can put this... Oh, we don't need that back. Well, that's okay. We'll put that back with 1x symmetry. We'll put the light cluster on like that. I'll get my probe core from over here. This is the hex, which has more capabilities. Excellent. Why is watching you play KSP more fun than me actually playing it? Highlight, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. We shall see. Now maybe I can actually use these, make them look like they may be a little bit of a bridge or something by moving them down. Did they reach? Yes, they actually look like a little bridge now. And I can also see... Oh, I could actually just put them down there. Interesting. That's actually okay. I could put them down there, forward and back. I don't think I'm going to do that. Oh, so I have to test it? Full throttle then. I love that quote. Is that part not... No, everything's on there correctly, I guess. We could use the part offset, I guess. Can we do the part offset? Oh, I've never tried this before. Is this going to mess this up, or is it going to work? There you go. That actually looks really nice. I actually really like that. Using that part offset to just push it in a little bit. I love it. Talera! What's going on, Talera? What's shaking? We've got 660 delta V with 0.97 thrust to weight. That is without this unlocked, so we have plenty of extra delta V. Oh, we don't have the fuel lines done yet. Okay. Let's do the fuel lines right quick. And we'll put the fuel lines in like that. Alright, now we've got 2638 delta V. This could actually go a lot of different places. I think I've got this. I think I've got that. Did I miss anything else? Power generation. I need power generation. I've got the dorsal batteries. I don't have the RTGs unlocked yet, which is unfortunate. I'm going to have to rely on solar panels, which I don't really like to do. But we've got these unlocked. Let's just put them on there. We'll put them up here. See, that is not fixed yet. It's amazing that that's not fixed. How did they not fix that? I'll just put one there. Do you need to remove the fuel line? No. Chops like pudding. I'm going to leave the fuel line there because that's going to allow me to, if I need to, I can, unlock it and use that delta V in an emergency. I don't want to be worried about moving things around, so I am going to leave that fuel line on there. Those solar panels should be good. We should be good with here. What about a way to transfer the fuel? We're not... We should be able to transfer. Where is the monoprop stored? The monoprop's in these big tanks. See these big tanks? That's where the monoprop is. We should have the ability to transfer fuel now. We should be good to go with the transfer because I upgraded the research station. Do you need to remove the fuel line? Yeah, no, I'm going to leave the fuel line there. That's what I just explained that one. Any way to speed up my ship without messing up the trajectory? Trying to catch up to Elu, but only trying to slowing me down would help also. Burn straight towards it when you get close to it. If you're directly in front or behind it, just burn straight towards it. If you're a long way from it, speeding up your ship usually means burning radial in. That may you kind of cut to the inside and you'll get to that point faster. That's a more complicated question. That is a more complicated question. But usually you would either try to burn prograde, which would extend your orbit out, or you could burn a little bit radial in, which would bend your orbit in so that you cross Elu's path when you cut on the inside. Or you could burn radial out, which would make you... It really depends on your exact situation. That's a very hard question to answer just out loud. Part offset is new in the game, highlight. It's with the 0.90 release. You don't actually play, you just watch Dawson, the other guy, says prescription net or RX net. Placing the solar panels is broken because you place both of the structural parts separately. You're right, Hoffinator. I realized that halfway through. You are correct. That's why I just tossed them down there. I got the game, but I reached a point in my gaming life where I just enjoying more. That's awesome. There's nothing wrong with that, RX. Why do you carry RCS tanks? Ah, because this is a resupply vessel. This is a resupply vessel. This is definitely a resupply vessel that is supposed to be resupplying RCS in another craft that's already in orbit. I think we're good. Let's get into orbit now. I'm going to lock those down so that I see what I have. Let's get it into orbit. The orbit is probably going to be a kicker stage that has something that looks like this, plus a skipper engine. Hey, plus a skipper engine. 0.91 in 1259. Ew, that skipper's not quite there, but that's what we're looking for. If I send a friend your way, if you spot him, can you help him? Sure, Tolera best all the time, you know that. And then we're going to do, we could actually use those as well. Aha, look at this trick, guys. Learn this one. Learn this for sure. Look at this. I can actually put fuel lines going from down here up to here. And since this thrust to weight is a little bit low, I can go over here and I can change the staging so that those engines fire at the same time, and that brings me to 1.47 thrust to weight. That is exactly what I want. That is a good plan right there. And those engines, especially since this one's turned off, those engines will pull from these tanks. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Now we need to go ahead and get the rest of this thing to space. I wonder if we could do the same sort of deal. I wonder if we could just put more engines over here and go for like a wacky staging sort of deal. I really would like it to be a lot simpler than this, but let's see if we can design it this way. We're not putting Kerbals on board, so we can take a little bit of liberty. I need the structural stand on. There we go, these should work. How much do these cost? 4,200? Let's just purchase them and use them. So now we've got this, and I'm going to put big old fuel tanks over here. Again, we can't go over the part count. Why is that so finicky? It feels very finicky. That's okay. And we could put other engines on here. It's interesting that my thrust to weight didn't go down. Oh, because we're ditching those first. I see. So we're going to light all those. Yep. We could put additional thrust on here. Probably just 2 more mainsails. Like this. And like this. And like that. And like that. And we're going to burn all of these at once. 3,000 delta V. And then we're going to run fuel lines to the central core. And do you see what's happening here? I'm using fuel from the outside first. And then it's going up to the central core. That's 2984 with 1.58 on the pad using all of these. How is our tonnage? We're over tonnage again? We're over tonnage with these things, and we're still not even into orbit. That's annoying. I just saw that, guys. Saying it in chat, I just saw that. We're over tonnage, and we're using all of our engines. This is like one of the more efficient designs that we could possibly put together, and we're still over tonnage. Yeah, make that bag long. Make the band longer, please. In fact, I'll do it. I'll click on it. There. I added some to it. I tried to be nice. I really did. So we're still over tonnage here, and let's see how much delta V we have if we take some of this out. 39.7. 2707 delta V. Are we just not up to the stage? I need this. This is how much RCS I need. This is how much RCS I need. Very interesting. The SRBs are terrible. The SRBs are absolutely terrible. I'll explain it. Let me explain it. When you're going overweight, tossing on SRBs is always the worst thing to do, because look at their ISP. 230 and 250, you just don't get very much delta V per unit of mass from the SRBs. Never, never, never use the SRBs whenever you're mass limited. Just don't do that. You may have to do 2, upgrade the launch pad. We could... Like the space shuttle without the shuttle. Nice. 2707. Could we get into orbit? Let me look at this here. We're well into orbit, we just wouldn't refuel the station completely. And it's the RCS that's doing it to us. It's the big RCS payload that's causing our problems. How much do those cost? Or how much do they weigh now? That weighs 3.4 tons, so that right there is 7 tons. And this is another 4 tons, almost 5 tons we have on there. 4.5 tons, actually. So it's almost, I mean, over 10 tons of our payload is the RCS. Very interesting. That is very interesting. Alright. Didn't say it was better, just said it was easier. But it's not easier, because you can't fix it. You won't get into orbit. 1448 delta V. 1.73. 2707, then we go to 0.96. Get in that orbit with one or two ways. Either drop some of the payload's fuel or increase the number of tanks in the asparagus staging. But that would just, I mean, that would just give us more weight. We're limited by weight right now. We're totally limited by weight, and we're trying to do this as efficient as possible. And it's just the fuel that's nailing us. I can get it to orbit like this. I think it's going to take 2 refueling missions. Like Tassos there says, I think it's just going to take 2 refueling missions. That just is what it is. It's just going to take me 2 refueling missions. I mean, I don't really love that idea, but it just is what it is. At this point in the hard mode career, it's just something that we're going to have to accept. So now we've got those strutted in. I'm also going to strut it in down here as well. In 2x symmetry over to the side. And then in 2x symmetry over to the side. Like that. Alright. So that should be good strutting. Whew, we're almost over the weight limit. Do we have enough mass to put the Separatrons on? It's going to be amazing if we... That puts me over the weight limit. That's hilarious that puts me over the weight limit. Why do we need so much monoprop? This is for the Minmus science station that we're working on. That's why we need the monoprop in here. It's the struts. I need struts up here too. I should not do this if this isn't properly strutted in, because these, when you have a 1 point of contact like that, it can get a little squirrely on you. Even that puts me overweight. Who knew that there would come a day when struts would put you overweight to launch? Well, this will give me some resolution. Oh, jeez. Let's put it in the top. That's not even... Could we take a teeny tiny bit of fuel out of this? What's 1 click? Okay. That's fine. And I can get it into orbit. Das is live on Twitch. Shut off the TV and everything else in the house. Isn't the liquid fuel tank on the transfer stage only half empty? Oh, you're right! No, you're not right. You're not right, because we looked. We looked and we noticed that, yeah. We looked and we noticed lighter solar panels. We looked and I wrote down these numbers from what it was missing, not from, like, something that I knew before. Are there extra solar panels on top of the RCS tank that will open towards the center? No, there are not. Yeah, there aren't extra solar panels. Thanks for looking out, though. I did. I removed only a click of fuel from both sides, I believe. Didn't I? I did that, but that removed that much. That removed what? Basically 35 units of fuel, and if I remove it from here, 1 click is over 100 units of fuel. Basically, I just got to remove fuel from my lettuce fuel tanks. Alright, we're good. Fill the tank with hydrogen. Actually, that will make it hydrogen. Hydrogen is less dense. Alright, done multi-stage mission. Yes, I have. I have absolutely done that. I'm just trying to work within the limits here. Let's launch the rocket, guys. How much do these weigh? 0.1 tons each. So I should be able to put 4 on without going over limit. Alright, good. We put 4 on without going over limit. Alright, we're fine. Let's just go do this fueling mission. Let's check the staging. Light all engines. Which is hilarious. Oh, we didn't ever put that. Jeez, this is what I get for reading chat. We need the separatrons. So that didn't put us over. And that didn't put us over. And then the separatrons need to go at the same time as this. Alright, we should be good. Ay, that put us over. What did I add? I added something that I didn't need. The launch clamps? I guess I could do this. This is a legitimate strategy, just so you know. Hey. Hey! What? Oh, you used to be able to do that! You can't do that anymore? Well, that's done. That's dumb. You used to be able to put on 1 launch clamp. Alright, that should be okay. Exactly 140 tons. Decouple those, fire the stage. Okay, let's see if this works. Oh no, Thader! The lander on Minmus is 100% monopropellant powered. The Minmus lander is 100% monoprop powered. That's why we're carrying so much monoprop. We need 2,500 units. Did you actually put a docking port on the top? I did, Jesus, I did. Thank you for getting my back. I did, in fact, put that up there. Alright, let's launch it. We should be fine. This is going to be the, Science Mission Refueler. And we would just make the decision if we have enough Delta V to go ahead with the mission after this first launch. There you go. Save it. Launch it. Let's see if it blows up. Reduce the fuel in the separatrons. Oh, that's actually a good plan. Aquilux, I never thought of that. It's already on the launch pad. Make sure to use your lion brain. What? I don't know what that is. Whose channel is that from? Prereq Lion. Nice. Previously record. Nice. Alright. I think we're good. Don't worry, Jesus has my back. I'm going to go for the direct orbital rendezvous here. I'm not sure it's going to work. That is the Beta Launch 11. That is the Minmus Science Station. So we're just going to let the Minmus Science Station go all the way around until it's over Kerbal, India. We're going for a basic on the books or by the books mid Kerbal, India direct orbital rendezvous. There we go. We're going to be coming a little bit behind it. But we'll go ahead and panel up, throttle lock, SAS engage. We look like we're good here. We probably could have used smaller tanks. Everything looks good. So let's go ahead and 3, 2, 1, space. Hashtag seems legit. Firing the engines past the fuel. That actually looks great. I don't think that I'm going to get this with the direct orbital rendezvous, but we're going to give it a try. I'm very concerned about these side tanks. I really am very concerned about the side tanks and them decoupling correctly. I have a feeling they may blow up the central core because I didn't go with the standoffs. Especially if we haven't started the gravity turn yet. Because Kraken's main is going to kick in, the radial decoupler bug is going to kick in, and things are going to start exploding. I'm concerned. I'm not going to lie that I'm concerned. Thanks for the follow. Demeter, Raiden, Salo, FTW, Dirty Lungs, Blackhawk, Kilroy McSpunk, Cheesy Verge, Antigua, RCE, Taggart, and Findel Sunbeam. Y'all are all awesome, and I appreciate y'all being here. We are going to toss these tanks while we're still going straight up, it looks like. And that is not great, honestly. Nightbot's restarting, okay. Oh, never wait till it's directly overhead. I'll show you why you can't do that. Those outer engines are going to die. Okay, we guessed well. We totally guessed well. Now we need to roll like this with our dorsal up. And we need to burn at a 45-degree angle here. I'm not falling, am I? No, I don't really have the thrust to weight that I would normally want here, but I'm okay. I would want over 2.0 or 2.5, and I'm a little bit low on that after I do that roll maneuver like that. We're okay, though. Charges up the paddles to jumpstart Nightbot. Nice. Eon Raptor, I don't install them because if new people to the game are having the bug, I should be having the bug here too at Kerbal Helpdesk in the Academy. There's a bug in the game, Tassos. There's a bug in the game that causes the radial decoupling tanks like that to explode a lot of the times. To explode. It's a game bug that wasn't fixed in the last release for some reason. So that is why I'm concerned about that, because those side-mounted tanks just do not, please let me transfer fuel. Okay, I can, good. The side-mounted tanks don't do what we need them to, unfortunately. There is a severe bug in the game. Whoa! Oh, okay, we're pulling out of this tank as well. I've got to have that 50 KO apoapse and be rolled over, leaning over by the time that I decouple that kicker stage. This is actually going to be pretty close. I think we're okay, though. There we go. Don't need that anymore. Now we've got that low thrust to weight, but we should be okay. I think we're going to be okay. But I probably need a little bit more altitude. I've got to get this going. I can't have that apoapse come up on me. I'm still doing the docking. I am doing the docking. At what point does Kraken Banks kick in? Caps here, I can't remember. I think it's over 7 kilometers or something like that. I think it's over a certain speed. Hey, Tiga, please don't ask the same question multiple times. Please. Thank you. I think we're good. I don't think that I'm going to get a direct orbital rendezvous here, though. See how I'm coming in so far behind it? That's okay. I can always just go into a lower orbit and catch up to it. So I'll go ahead and, there's not anything I can do here, is there? Yeah, I'm just going to have to go into a lower orbit. That's unfortunate. But we'll catch up. If you ever get into this situation, here's how to fix it. I'm going to go into a lower orbit. Remember, we put him at 90. And I am coming in late because this craft did not quite have the thrust to weight that it needed for a true direct orbital rendezvous. When I decouple that other stage, there we go, look at that. That actually gets us very close. Look, I can do the rendezvous on the other side. As long as my periapse is good. I'm pulling this just very slightly so I can get a very close rendezvous there. That looks good. What's the separation? 6.2 kilometers. I can deal with that. What's the periapse? Apo 76. Peri 76. That's perfect. That's exactly perfect. Okay. But I have to burn right now. Sorry. The burn time was 1 minute and 5 seconds, and I saw that I was at 32 seconds, and that was the time to burn. So I didn't explain why I cut it in half. But Nightbot has returned from the dead. Nice. So this probe core here is apparently not smart enough to keep me going straight. I can actually move my notes for now. And how am I doing on Delta V? I'm eating Delta V out of that center tank like crazy, unfortunately. Let's just go ahead and lock that down for now. I had to spend a lot more Delta V out of this fueler than I had hoped. How do you get all those markers to change your apoapos when it tells you to burn? Big City TV, that was a, I upgraded the tracking station, or sorry, I upgraded mission control on the tracking station. And that's what allows me to place down maneuver nodes, like I did. That was just an upgrade to the tracking station. Oops, that's not it. I still have 20 more meters per second left. Okay, now I can go and I can look at my, let's ditch this. There we're a little bit far behind, and I'm just going to do it live. Instead of looking at the maneuver node, 6543, 4.8 kilometers, that's great. Apo of 84, Peri of 79, that is fine. That is fine. All right. You're welcome. Oh! I did. Woohoo! Did I get him? Yes! I think I got that one. Alright, now we just have to come on around the planet till we get that close encounter. And we should be good. Wait, do we have an earlier encounter that's close? 27 kilometers? We're fine. No, you got that one! I got that one. It tells me on my end that I got him. 630 viewers? He got hit 3 times! Bring that spam to my channel. So this refueling mission was a partial failure, because we just didn't, Isn't that great? Did anybody see the new thing where you can drain multiple tanks at once and have them go into one tank? That is amazing that you can do that. But that RCS was just killing us, man. Wait, why do we have... Oh, because that tank is locked. Alright. Good deal. 1493, we didn't get enough fuel up here. We're just going to see. We're just going to see. So we're going to... Let's actually find our target. We'll turn this off so y'all can see. Where's our target? There it is in the sky. Watch this. I'm just going to time warp. Solar panels. I got to watch... Okay, I need to expand my solar panels. There we go. And just watch. I'm just going to catch up to this guy slowly but surely. I'm charging that battery. Yeah, I've charged the battery. I am. My objective is refueling a science mission. Draugr, dude. Draugr, man. If I missed something you said earlier, I don't know if I did because I'm pretty good about that. I really do appreciate you being here, man. Did you ever get any information on how the science fair went? If you've already taken off, man, let me know how the science fair went. I was very... But thank you so much for stopping by, Draugr. There's a lot of people here now, isn't there? We are very competitive. We are very competitive. After you go offline, yes, Sanchez, you can totally click on my name or go to YouTube and watch the stream. Takes a couple days for him to go up to YouTube, though. And it's going to be a very low energy encounter because our orbits are so similar. Do you see how our target relative velocity is going down as we're getting closer? It's not going to cost me very much delta V at all. Don't be a hack fraud. Nice. Alright, so we're just coming into this encounter. It's going to be such a low energy encounter. We will be good to go. Let's go faster. I love those solar panels tracking the sun as we go. Alright, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. 6, what was our closest encounter? We're coming up to it. It's going to be like 4 or something, isn't it? Yeah, 4.9. Right here, I could probably do a little bit of orbit bending. So let's see here. I'm going to try to just tweak my trajectory. Look at him. Do you see how he's going? Do you see how he's moving down? Do you see the way my rocket is pointed? Don't even look at this. Just burn until he stops moving. See how he slowed down and now he's mostly just going straight down? Okay. Point straight down. Like this. And burn. He's going down just about like that. You want him to stop moving. See how he's moving slower? If he's not moving, it means I'm going straight towards him. Now he's kind of going this way. I don't even need the nav ball. Look. Do you see how he's moving he's trickling down and to the right? Make him stop. That looks great. He's maybe going to the side a little bit. But look, we should have a very, very close encounter now. Let's not look at the nav ball. Let's not look at anything else. Let's just go get our encounter done. So now watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to go towards him a little bit. I'm just going to point at him and I'm going to burn just a little tiny bit. I'm not going to burn that much. I don't even care what the relative velocity is. Let's just get this encounter done without the nav ball. Remember, every meter per second of delta V that I put in here is something I'm going to have to undo later. So there, we're 4.1, 4.0, 3.9. He's moving. I don't want him to move. 3.5, 3.4, 3.3, 3.2, 3.1. Let's point down and make him stop moving again. I don't want him to go anywhere. I'm just going to do this. This is how I did I didn't even know how to expand the nav ball. This is how I did my very first dock in Rendezvous. He's going down at an angle like that. Look, put his direction of motion along the edge of your rocket if you want to. Do you see how he's going straight down that fuel tank? Now burn some. Make him stop. Don't do that. Don't be going that direction. See how he's barely moving now? I could turn like this. There you go. I could point straight sideways like this. And I could put his direction of travel directly on... Look, put his name on there. And you don't want his name to be going in that direction anymore. Just stop it. That timing was perfect of the music. Wasn't that right? Right when he stopped? What does this look? Let's see. Just using those techniques, just stopping the relative motion. Let's see what happened here. we now have an encounter coming up that's going to be 0.0 kilometers. I'm sorry, Tiga. I just timed you out for a long time. We asked you not to ask that. And I know you're supporting me by asking that question, but don't spam the highlights like that. Please don't spam the highlights. I just timed you out myself. That got us to that 0.0 kilometer coming up in a minute, and we didn't use the nav ball. We didn't use anything. We just used killing his relative motion. That's all we did. We just made his name stop. Whoa, I'm going to have to slow down at some point. Let's go ahead and point away from him. We could do the same thing here. I don't want to crash into him. But basically, my rule is don't crash into him. That's my rule. I'm not going to hit it. I am not going to hit it because I can see here and look at this. But I just, whenever I get close to him, I need to go ahead and kill off this relative velocity. You just watched Interstellar. I need to go do that. Your little tricks are awesome. Boomer! That's how I did my first ever dock. I didn't have mech jeb. I didn't even know how to expand the nav ball. That's how I did my first ever rendezvous. I was like, well, I know if he's not moving, then I'm either going straight away or straight towards him, right? If his little name isn't ticking through the sky. And I just made him stop. Just stop moving. Night shift. What's up, Thilo? How do you figure out the dorsal side? It's the side where the writing is on probes or the side where the flag is behind you in the VAB. Look at that. There's the science station. Let's just go ahead and kill our velocity right out here at a safe 150 meters. And then we'll get this dock done. 2. I usually wouldn't do this, but I'm going to do a dock here for the sake of showing you all how to do it. Normally I would coast closer. I've got my dorsal side activated. Let's go ahead and orient to dorsal. That means the dorsal side with the batteries that I put on it are up. It's also the way that the text is written on the probe core. I'm going to turn around. Look, let me turn on my spotlight. Watch this. He's kind of got the Milky Way there. It's kind of hard to see him, but watch. Let me sight down here. I'm putting it a little high. There you go. Watch my spotlight. Come on. You see him light up? I wish I could get his little tag that is up here. How do you get the hotel? I don't know what that means. Earthworm Slim! What is going on, Earthworm Slim, dude? Good to see you here. Thank you for stopping by. Folks, we got to get Earthworm Slim some follows. Earthworm Slim is awesome. Let me go towards it by like a meter per second. Now I'm just going to go flying towards the station. I'll turn on nav HUD because I'm teaching docking now. Pay attention if you're interested in docking. Do you see that green ball? Do you see how it's up and to the side? It's both on the nav ball and it's up here. I can actually use my RCS to move that thing around. I want to fly over his kicker stage. Actually, I need to look at him and see if where is his docking port? Remember how he had that docking port? His docking port is on the far side of him. Of course it is. Well, where's the craft? Okay, I can actually just roll the science station over here like this and put his docking port towards the fueler probe. There we go. That should be okay. That's why this side is lit up. That means the fueler probe is coming in from the side over there. See the fueler probe in the background? The science mission refueler. So now I'm good to go. I could even do this. And there's no shame in this, guys. If you want to have an easier job of docking, look how I'm pointing the docking port at the ship. I mean, the docking port's right there, right? And I'm pointing the docking port at the ship that's going to have to dock with it. There's absolutely no shame in moving this vessel around. So let's go back over to him. Look at that. We're going straight towards it now. I'm going to need to slow down a little bit. Let's go ahead and go 5 meters per second. Or 0.5 meters per second, actually. 0.3 will do. And do you see how the green ball is way up there? I don't want the green ball up there. I'm going to put the green ball past him like that. And look at what happens. I can actually turn off my spotlight now. Like that. Okay. We don't really have him lit up, but that just is what it is. How'd you activate the view? I just pressed, the thingies. Let's see here. I pressed the, these thingies. These things. East Bay Willie, I don't like caps lock. I really don't like caps lock. It doesn't give me enough visual feedback. On knowing your dorsal side instead of using the nav ball. That is how that's how I did my first docking. You're exactly right. So let's get going towards him again. There we go. We're just going towards him. The bracket keys. Yeah, thank you. Bracket. That's what I meant. I deleted the wrong thing. Sorry. And we're just going straight towards him. We should get that little floodlight activated. Yeah, the floodlight's still on. Oh, we're also going to need to open this up. So let's do this right quick. Open the shield. Excellent. That looks good. Now we've got the docking ports open. You just got your spaceport into orbit. Nice. Crash in. I couldn't remember. Sorry, I couldn't remember what that was called. And I'm just going straight towards it like this. I'm just fluffing in like this. No big deal. Oops, I got a drink. Thank you, Kamuchi. You can switch vessels with those two things. That's what I meant to say. And look, let me turn this back on for you. Do you see how the green ball says we're going towards him? That is right. It looks like I'm going to need to orient a little bit. So I'll go ahead and orient like that. I don't want to go down any, so I want to go up some. Like that. I need to go to the side some. I would like Find Control more if it gave me more visual feedback that it was working correctly. It doesn't really give me enough visual feedback right now. There you go. Just bring the green thing so you're going straight ahead. That's looking really good, isn't it? It's looking really good. I'm not exactly oriented, so I'm going to need to turn like this. It's easier to see with nav HUD off. I really wish they could come up with a solution for nav HUD drawing over things. Alright, so that looks like it's aligned. Not aligned, not aligned, but oriented. Then after I orient, I'm just going to go this way again. And then I'm just going to go this way again and stop that rotation, stop that movement. I'm going to go towards it. Maybe up a little bit. Where's the green ball? Over to the side. I want to be going straight forward now, so just put the green ball straight ahead. Understanding what that green ball means is very important. If you don't understand what the green ball means, you're going to have a bad time. But now the sun has come up, and we've got the spotlight on it. Alright, this is looking good. I'm going straight towards it. I feel like I may be a little bit deoriented here. I think it's going to be okay, though. We're okay from this perspective. We're a little bit low from this perspective, so let's go up just a little bit. And then we'll cancel out the motion. Just so we're going straight towards it. I'm going in a little fast, so I'm going to back it off till I go 0.1 meters per second. It's looking really good, though. Am I orient? Maybe I'm not exactly flat. That should be good enough, though. Boing! Docked! Whoa, Zoology! What's going on, Zool? I haven't been reading chat as often. Change the opacity of the nav HUD. You could do that. Zoology, man, what's going on? What is going on? And I don't put up with the Alt F4 nonsense in my stream. You're gonna get banned for a long time if you say Alt F4 in my stream. Because I want people to learn the game. I don't want people to go out to the 19th green at 9 p.m. and get the sprinklers on them or whatever. I want people to learn the game. So we're good to go. Now we can actually do all this stuff here. 665 viewers? What? It's good enough for government work. You're right, Ridecar. And this is all the fuel we brought. We didn't have nearly enough fuel to fill this guy up. That's a little bit sad, honestly. But it just is what it is. So I'm just tanking this guy up. It doesn't look like we're going to have any fuel left in the refueling probe. That's unfortunate. Oh, 69.82. That's a number. You're showing 674 viewers. That's nuts right there. That may be enough to deorbit this guy. We could always rendezvous with him. Now I just have to start doing this. So the unfortunate thing is I can only go into one tank at a time, but I can just in-tank this. Great doc, you learned a lot. Thank you, Valison, and thank you for the donation earlier as well. I'm doing good speed, Kerman. I mean, just understanding the orientation of your craft. I kept saying dorsal side. Why do I always say dorsal side? That makes it so that when I press D, my craft rotates one way. When I press A, my craft rotates another way. And I can always understand. I can always understand what the craft is going to do in the 3D environment because I know what button I need to press. That's why I think the dorsal side is so important. We'll have to see if this guy has enough Delta V to do his mission. Jeez, oh Pete, it may be enough viewers to deorbit him. No, it's not going to deorbit me. I really do appreciate everybody being patient with me, though. We have had some very rapid stream growth in the last couple days. You know what I mean? Cap Sierra, take it easy. And I do appreciate everybody being patient with me, because we are learning some things in terms of how we have a KSA session with so many people asking questions and that sort of stuff. But I do appreciate y'all being patient with me. Thank you so much. Is on the front page of top channels? Really? We're on the front page of top channels. Select all the tanks you want to fill. Click out. Does that work? Does that actually work? I don't know if that works. Wow, that would be amazing if it works. There's 3 tanks. And there's that. No way! That's amazing. Wow. SG Charles, thank you. I knew you could do it in, but I wasn't even going to try it. I was like, there's no way that that would work. That is amazing. That is amazing. That's it. You just made my day. So I selected, if you're interested in how I did that, let me show you. I right-clicked on a tank. I held down right-click, and I clicked on a tank. I held down Alt, and I clicked on a tank. I held down Alt, and I clicked on a tank. And then I could just press Out on the source tank, and it would transfer fuel to all of the target tanks. That's amazing. That's amazing. Wow. Welcome to Kerbal Space Program, the nice side of Twitch. Great stream. Keep it up. Panzer bagging. Do you bag panzers? Oh my gosh. Thank you, SG Charles. I didn't have any faith that that was going to work. Oh my gosh. Give him some extra credits. Yeah, give him some extra credits. Mods, toss him some extra credits. Sapphire Orchid, did I miss something? Wow. Totally new to me. Good trick. What a great way to, like, teach people tricks. Now those things are all empty. So what is not full? That's full. That's full. That is going to, like, it's just going to redesign refueling craft. It really is. We only have these two? Did we take too much RCS? I hope not. Get out of here. Mind blown, right? Yeah, the XX, the other two RCS tanks. Yep. SG Charles, New Balance. Yes, I do. When in mid-dock, is it still possible to take the docking horsepower to receive the dock? Yes, Jeblon, you can totally do that. What are the credits? You can use them for raffles and giveaways and stuff. Oh, you were asking questions about fuel and RCS. Sorry, Sapphire. Did you only remove a quick fuel from one side? I remember answering that one. How do you plan to match any inclinations in the direct rendezvous? For the direct rendezvous, I would just say keep your rendezvous target in a equatorial orbit, and then you won't have to worry about matching inclinations, right? You can do it the other way, but it's a lot more difficult because you actually have to wait for a Kerbal Space Center to rotate underneath the inclined orbit, which you don't really want to have to do that. Just keep your direct rendezvous in an equatorial orbit and take off directly to the east, and then you won't have to worry about inclination at all. No, you're good. I apologize. Sapphire, I totally apologize. You've been here since before we had this many viewers. Is that a tank under your lander can? Yes, we've got to fill up those as well. That one's empty. Okay, this one here. So let's put this one in. Oh, the follows, guys. Tricky tool. Jacket, can I click out and will it keep refueling? Yes. Jacket, 80 proof. Kyrios. Mikey J. Panzerbaggin. You bag Panzers. I've seen that. Teos, thanks for the follow. Alpha Jacket. No turno. MB. Floytify. Guys, thanks for the follows. Welcome to Kerbal Helpdesk, Kerbal Space Academy. I'm Das Valdez. That's kind of what I do. I try to help people learn this awesome game. So that one's empty. That one's empty. That one down there needs to go into here, right? We probably should have filled the, it really is. The multi-pump fuel tank future pumping is a new feature. You're exactly right. Inclined launch windows is a lot of fun. I don't know if they're a lot of fun. They are more realistic, for sure. I don't know if they're a lot of fun to do, though, because you have to wait for Kerbin to rotate into the right place. I mean, a direct orbital rendezvous from an inclined launch would almost be impossible. It's not, I mean, not impossible. It would be very tricky to set up. There we go. Because you would have to wait for the target craft, which is an inclined orbit, like a tilted orbit, right? To be crossing the right point on the planet where KSC is in the right position for you to launch and do a direct orbit. You would have to time warp forever. Zcatos, Das Valdez, respect for the way, whoa, way of streaming, ready to become legend among streamers. So good to see someone have so much fun with something, so much passion in the way you talk about it. This relieves at least a follow. Also, you came from Slim! Dude, Zcatos, thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate you. Slim is amazing. We need to get Slim another link. Oh my gosh. I am exceptionally happy with the new fueling trick. Sinjin, what's going on? Zcatos, thanks again for the kind words. Waiting for writing a channel bot. Dr. Redstone, give it a try, man. I appreciate you being here. Give it a try, as long as it's not spammy and that sort of stuff. I would like, yeah, give it a try, man. Give it a try. You have authorization. You made it into orbit and courier mode. Nice. Multi-tank. I didn't. It's just a new one. It's a new one, Hadron. It's a new feature of 0.90. Alright, I answered that one. I'm not gay, as it turns out. I have a child. I do learn things, yes. Minotalon. I do learn things. That's why it's an academy. It's not a school where I teach everybody. What's the minimum amount of delta V to get an 80k kilometer orbit? Just over 4,500. Hey, Drum, please don't spam non-related questions right now. It's kind of a new thing. How do I know so much about spacecrafts? I love them. That's why. I love them. That tank is full. That tank is about half full. These guys are all full up. What we need to do now... Oh, I can't. I have to redock. Let me just check this, okay? I've got to check this. Let's get this out of the way. This tank is empty. That tank should have enough to deorbit. That tank is empty. Empty, empty, empty. I know I can just hover over it. Empty, empty, empty. Alright, I think we're good, and I think we could deorbit this craft. Why am I worried about deorbiting, though? You look like one of the most streamers. I'm the most streamers! Heck yeah! You've been playing for 3 years. That's like alpha room, Kilroy. RPM calculator as you were reading chat. Oh my gosh, I would love an RPM calculator. That is amazing. I have to look at this. Oh my gosh. I will install that calculator if I go over to the other mode to answer some questions. You appreciate the stream, Cambly. You're welcome. You've been here for a while too. I appreciate my old school OG people. The RPM calculator. Tanner, you get you some sleep. Alright. I'm gonna F5 for safety, but I can't revert. Why am I keeping fuel in this? I don't think that I need to keep any fuel in this. Why not just leave it up in orbit as an inert fueler until I can get something that, like a station up here or something, and then the station or some sort of claw vehicle could come and rendezvous with it, and we could just keep this in orbit as our orbital refueler. We could totally do that. So let's just empty this out. We're just gonna make him go inert. He's gonna become a dead rock in the sky, basically. All of his tanks should be empty. You can do this as well, but it only works for a certain number of tanks, unfortunately. I think he's totally empty now. If I decouple him and he's not totally empty, I cannot get him back because he's got no authority. He's got no fuel anywhere. He wouldn't be able to move around at all. There you go. Okay. That just it is. Let's go ahead and decouple this. I think we've done everything that we can do. Hey. I said, okay, I'm just going to undock this. I should have left a little bit of... Ooh. Well, watch. We'll solve this. We'll solve this the old school way. Where's my dorsal side? There it is. So pressing this should help push him away from me. There you go. I just bumped him a little bit. Just boop. I totally just booped him away from me. And he should be totally inert now. That's disconcerting. They didn't fix that bug. I've got a quick save right now. That's a huge bug in the game that I don't know why that didn't get fixed. Sometimes you undock and look. It thinks that those engines up there are still connected to me for some reason. I don't know when that broke. That broke in the last release, I think, but it's not fixed. What can you do? You don't need RCS on your next one, do you? No, I don't. I'm going to look at my Delta V and see if I have enough to do the Minmus transfer. 615 won't get me the Minmus transfer. I could go to Minmus using this. This stage here would just become orbital trash. We honestly... Huh. Why am I just thinking of this? If I am just thinking of this, we could have left some fuel in him and kept the kicker stage attached and done the orbital transfer with this, and we would have plenty. Okay. I just totally booped him away from me. What? I did. I booped him away. I did boop him away from me. It worked. Open the panels on the science craft. Oh, okay. What do we do? One? Since I don't remember, I wish there was some way to see. We do need to recharge a little bit. Oh no, we've got these panels. These panels have been recharging us. Let's go ahead and open up our sun tracking panels. It looks like these right here have been doing this. Are we using RCS to land? Yes, Commander Scott. The Minmus Science Lander is full RCS powered. The Minmus Science Lander that's going to hop to lots of different places on Minmus is 100% RCS powered. Could you use the ship you're in to redock with the other one? That would be very difficult because I have no RCS control on here. I could, if I wanted to rescue that thing, I could fly over there in the Science Lander and dock with it with the Science Lander. But see, the Science Lander uses the O10 monoprop engines, and that's why we have this much. I should have just made it a full RCS mission. Valison, yes, I will land on Minmus. In fact, I'm going there right now. I think that I could just do this. What if we did this? I'm interested. These carry 90 each. This is missing how much? Your panels are brakes. Thank you for remembering it. Alright, good deal. Hadron, it's just that's a good question. That's just a fashion thing. These have I think they have a slightly higher impact tolerance maybe, but it's just a fashion thing. They weigh double, but double weight on these is not really that much. Yeah. It looks bad, DOS. Thank you, Flavor Ice. I appreciate you. We should be good to go here. Do we really want to do another fuel mission? I don't really think that it's worth the money. I just don't think that it's worth the money of an extended fuel mission. Because it's going to cost us quite a bit to get more fuel up there, and we just don't need it. I was thinking about doing this. Look. I was thinking about selecting all of these fuel tanks and filling this up. Like that. That's not changing our overall delta V, interestingly. Now, stage 0 has 1945, stage 1... Oh no, here we go, 16 plus 163. So I need some of this fuel. Alright, we're good. Look, we're good to go. We're good to go. He left a part of his ship on the surface of Duna. Yeah. It seems like his ship was connected. Yes, we know. That's why I did a quick save, Thilo. That's why I did a quick save. Gotta go. Take it easy, everybody that's taking off and coming and going. I appreciate you being here. Welcome to Kerbal Space Academy. I'm Das Valdez. Don't do anything exciting. Well, Valen, I'm going to do the Minmus transfer. I'm going to go out there with this amount of fuel. Cambly? 50 bucks? Thank you, Cambly. It's not the first donation you've sent me. You've been here for a long time. We've got a whole lot of viewers. But you've been here for a long time. And I really do appreciate you, Cambly. Get some hype in there for Cambly. Thank you so much for the support. That's a serious donation. Love the educational entertainment. The edutainment? That word is terrible. Thank you. You are welcome, Cambly. You are absolutely You're excellent, Camby. You are absolutely awesome for giving me that support. Thank you. Is all I can say. We're good to go, folks. I overbuilt the lander. It didn't need that much Delta V. We're going to Minmus right now. I'm going to add a maneuver here in honor of Cambly. And all the donators, everybody that donates will get their name on a flag whenever I get out there. I just set up the node there such that I can burn like this. Whoa! We don't want to go to the sun. That was too much. I'm just going to burn until I get Minmus's orbit. Right like that. You can see that Minmus is going to pass me, so I've got to rectify that situation. What I want to do is this right here. Pull myself over till I get something that looks like that. That's a little bit past Minmus, so let's bring it on back a little bit. And what I'm actually going to do is put a mid-course plane correction right there on the ascending-descending node. Watch how this works. Okay, I want people to understand this. Watch what's happening here. Do you see how Minmus's orbit is inclined? Do you see how our orbit is flat like this? We're equatorial to Kerbin, right like that. We're flat with Kerbin's equator. Minmus is inclined a little bit. Minmus is tilted relative to the equator, like that. So we have to transfer ourselves from an orbit that is not inclined to an orbit that's inclined. The problem with this is that when I get out here to this apoapse, Minmus is going to be way down here. I can fix that. I can totally fix that, and here's the way to fix that. I've just guessed that that's probably about right. It probably needs a little bit more delta V's in it, like that. What is Minmus's height? Minmus is what, 46 or something? Yeah, 46.4, and that's 45.8. So if I go a little bit higher, 46.3, that looks great. In orbit or part of the way to Minmus. Zunafane, I am going to do it at the ascending or descending node right here. So you see this ascending and descending node. What that tells me, whenever I've got a target orbit and I've got myself, that ascending or descending node tells me how much I'm inclined. What is the difference in angle between me? That never looks straight. But see, these are two inclined orbits, by the way. Inclined just like that. If it was inclined like this, that would be 90 degrees. But we're just 5.5 degrees off. We just have a little bit. I can fix it just like this. I will go right here and put a node right there. And since I want to do a rendezvous, I'm actually going to burn myself down. Anti-normal. Watch what happens. Can y'all see that with chat? There you go. You can see it on that side. Let's move engineer so we have plenty of screen real estate to work with here. You see how my orbit's coming in so high? If I burn if I burn angry triangle, do you see how that's bending my orbit down? And do you see how I bent it down until I got to Minmus? That looks great right there. That is exactly what I wanted to do. Now, if that silly sun wasn't in the way, we'd be good. But look at that great Minmus encounter. We're going to come within 380,000 meters of Minmus. And we have 2 burns to do it in. We have our first burn that's going to kick us out there. And then right there, we're going to get all the way to Minmus altitude. Just it's SOI, so save Delta V. I'm not worried about it, Aqualux. I'm not worried about being the most... Control Alt down. New followers passed hour. 47 current record. Oh, is that your bot? That's actually really cool. Webword. Glad you've been getting the hype you deserve the past couple of days. Happy holidays. Dude, Webword, happy holidays to you as well. Thank you for the support. I really do appreciate it. This is my job, folks. This is my job. And I really do appreciate the donators, who allow me to do this for a living. I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Oh, man. Webword, you're awesome. Cambly as well. Noob K. I'm going to put all your names on a flag when I land over here. Kilroy McSpunk, it's 6.6 degrees, and I must have launched into a slightly inclined orbit, so it went down to 5.5. I must have not been in an exactly equatorial orbit. Question, when looking at Minmus altitude, what number is the altitude relative to? It's the Kerbin orbit. It's the altitude above Kerbin. It's the altitude above Kerbin, Orchid. I'm seeing if I missed anything. Does it cost less Delta V to plane change in orbit? Zunafane, the easiest way to do that plane change would be way up here out at the top. That'd be the cheapest place to do it. But since I wanted to rendezvous with Minmus, I did it from the ascending or descending node, which is the point where my orbit's crossed, so that I could tweak it at the right point and then get this nice encounter with Minmus. See if I missed anything else, guys. I'm reading my chat and answering some questions. There's the donation, 665, nice. In the neighborhood of the beast. You need food, get you some food, Valison. I need food too. I ate a burrito bowl earlier, it was delicious. You knew they were a bit heavier, there was a practical... Yeah, it's just a fashion thing, Hadron. The ship is beautiful, thank you, Highlight. I'll upload it if y'all want me to. Flavor Ice, it looks bad das. It does look bad das, that's how we pronounce it in my family-friendly channel. Speed Kerman, you're going, take it easy. What are you doing at the moment? We're going to Minmus, panels or brakes. Thank you, Scott. All right, I remember reading all these things. If I missed one of your questions in chat, say, hey, Das, you missed one of the questions I asked. Could you please go back to it? Just say that, and I will go back to it. I'm reading my cat. I don't think I said that. I'm pretty sure I didn't say that. Yeah, I don't think that I ever said that. What else do we have here? Now we just need to execute these maneuvers. It's coming up in 17 minutes. It's going to be 921 Delta V. We can totally afford that. I'm going to go ahead and orient the proper way. My dorsal side is apparently on its side. Yeah, reverse Polish notation. Nubius, it's the way that we used to use our calculators when we were at UIL calculator contest. Yes, I did do that when I was a kid. You would like get this like sheet of very complex problems, and you would have to like have 15 minutes to figure out as many as you could with the calculator, and you would get scored on accuracy and stuff like that. But reverse Polish notation was one of the fastest ways to do it. You could totally like you probably didn't like if you want to do 1 plus 1, you would do 1 enter 1 plus, and that would do 1 plus 1. That's reverse Polish notations. No, don't call me DOS. Call me DOS. Dark multiplayer, no problems. No problems with DMP. Wish it would allow you to dock 2 vessels together when 2 people were controlling the different vessels. You can't. That crashes it right now. We don't know how long the burn's going to be. We're going to have to do Kerbal Engineer on this one. Half of the burn time is going to be 28.5 seconds. I love you, Kerbal Engineer and Cybertech. Folks, give Cybertech some hype. And I just need to go until I'm at T-minus 28.5 seconds, basically, or time to node burn equals 0. UIL Calculator Contest! Tom Green County champion right here. Heck yeah, one Galen. I have like an entire trophy shelf of trophies from that at my parents' house. Ah, yes. I did like the mental math, like what's 11 times any number, right? Like 11 times 120. It's 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 0 plus 0. That's 11 times 120. It would be 1320. That's why I know so many math tricks. Kerbal Engineer is Kerbal Engineer Redux. You think he said breeding bats? What? Would it be cheaper to catch Minmus as it crosses the equatorial plane? Yes, RZK Harris. Yes, but I launched a little bit late for that. You are correct. You are correct. Ah, yes. I don't even need to know about this Delta V. There's the sun, and all those panels go whoop all of a sudden as soon as the sun comes up. I love it. Josh, we're having to use slow mode quite a bit. It is a bug. Okay, dude, that is totally a bug. There's no reason that the game shouldn't be able to estimate that. It's just a bug that hasn't been fixed. If you go away from a vessel and you go back to it after changing engines and that sort of stuff, it forgets that it should be able to do that. It's just a bug. That's okay. Kerbal Engineer right here will tell me when to burn. When that gets to 0, it halves it for me, so it's going to be about negative T minus 28.5 seconds, or I can just burn when this gets to 0. Both of them should be pretty accurate for this burn. Followers are coming like through crazy, guys. I really do appreciate y'all. 14, 3, 2, 1. Uh-oh. Let's burn. There we go. And now we're just going to burn this node all day long. Burn, burn, burn while I sing that song. Gonna burn that node, gonna make it shine. Gonna crash the rockets using turpentine. I don't know what else rhymes with that. I have no clue. Anybody remember that? I had that on a cassette tape. Heck yeah. Alright, I gotta pay attention to the node burn, guys. Are those followers coming in quick? I know, I can't do anything about it, Apple Man. I really do appreciate it. I want to say I stumbled on your stream a few hours ago, and oh my gosh, it's entertaining. Keep up with the good work. Thank you, Jiff, man. I appreciate you. This is my job. Looking, if only they had told me when I was a kid that I could stream video games for a living, teach people orbital mechanics, get people excited about science. Why did they tell me I needed to be a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer? We need those people. Maybe not the lawyers. We don't really need the lawyers. But we need the rest of them. We need everybody, actually. We need janitors. We need people who fix things. We need people in construction work. To quote my buddy Mike Rowe's awesome. If everybody had a white-collar job, who would build the offices, right? It's very important you just beat your current record. What does that mean? Oh, is that going to keep spamming that over and over again? Does it say that every time there's a follow? What's wrong with Engineer? There's not anything wrong with Engineer. We really need that. During Basic, when I sang that song while you mopped, Cuddly Bear. Whoa, where are my pipe fitters at? Brain fried, what you do is important, man. Where your pipe fitters at is right. How will you do a stream with the new 90 parts? Yes, JRB, that's coming up next. Next week, I'm going to be building space planes using the new parts. This next burn is going to come up in 53 minutes. We are still good to go on the Delta V here, folks. I'm not worried about the amount of Delta V we have. We're going to put this guy in orbit around Minmus. Somebody quote what Das said about lawyers. We need all those people. Well, maybe not the lawyers. Ah, yes. There. No, okay. There we go. Let me burn this mode, and then I'll scroll back through my chat whenever I'm on the way out. 2 Minmus. 2 Minmus. Oh, let's use Kerbal Alarm Clock for this one. I can add a new alarm. I can go like that. That's going to be the node burn. It's going to be a minute out. It's going to be a 4-second burn. We're good to go. Okay. There you go, Appleman. They just got you a link to that. Let me do the time warp again. Let's watch Kerbin leave us here. I'll actually point back towards Kerbin. 10x time warp, that's 10 seconds every per. Let's go to 100x time sort. 50x, that's actually what? How quickly is that going to happen? Yeah, we're moving out there pretty quickly. Alright, tell me when I get to the node. You'll be too late. Use the display of the keys in the bottom left. You got that one. Quote what Das said about lawyers. I'll quote it. Will you do a stream? I will do a stream with the new parts. Got a screenshot of your spaceport. Crash in. Go for it. In career mode, which building do you upgrade to be able to place nodes? Mr. Scion. Upgrade the mission control and upgrade the tracking station. It's going to cost you, what, about 200k? Maybe 150k to get those maneuver nodes in there. I'm a virtual engineer. I don't think I should give myself credit for that, honestly, Tesla. I am not as talented as some of the people who can stick with the math that it takes. I can... Yeah. I'm more of an ideas guy. Seeing if I missed anything else in chat. We're almost to the node. I got that one. Jiff is Hank. Jiffish, Hank, actually. Thank you for the kind words. Followers are coming in quick, you're right. You did the mental math, too. I do math, which means I try to teach a math class. The kids all stare at me like I'm from Mars. Yes. I mean, I'm not as hardcore as some of the mental mathers. But, let me do this burn. Yes, we'll close the alarm. That just kept me from time warping past it. It's a 4-second burn. We can really do this burn whenever. Plane change maneuver burns like this aren't as exact as you may think. Let's do it from the net. Oops, we need this. 3, 2. Let's do the burn and see how close we get. That's a lot more power than we needed for that burn, honestly. Alright. There's the Minmus encounter. That is going to be throwing us past Minmus. But let's go out here. Did you know you could do this? You can actually click on Minmus. You can do focus view, and it'll give you a detailed view of how your encounter is going to look. Look at that! Wow. That's actually a great encounter. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. 8. I love it. I just want to kind of get this into Minmus's equator here. That is looking pretty good right there. Look at that great encounter. 10K above Minmus. I love it. Why doesn't Kerbal give you the estimated bug on its own? It's a bug. Yeah, okay, dude. I think... Oh, no. I'm scrolled up. I'm sorry. I've answered that one. I thought that was a new one. A new question, but I just had my chat scrolled up. It is a bug. There's no excuse for it not to know that. We are good to go with this. I'm now going to add another maneuver node. There's my SOI change. That just tells me when I'm going to enter into Minmus's gravity well in the game calculation. It's not exact. Let's go screensaver mode. Let's look at beautiful Kerbal there in the background. Did I have accent lighting? I did. Let me go into screensaver mode for you. I've got the alarm clock done, right? Yep. Let me go ahead to 50x time warp. It's 100x time warp. Nope, we need to go faster than that because it's 8 days out. We need to go faster than that. That looks like a good amount of time warp for screensaver mode. Watch all Kerbal leave. When the alarm wakes us up, we are going to be approaching Minmus. Let me keep reading this here. I need a drink. See if I missed anything. There's the moon that went by us. Did anybody see that? I wasn't paying attention. The moon went by. That's amazing. Bison brother, you were teaching somebody to play a Kerbal in a space program. Nicely done. I used a lot of the stuff you taught. Wait, let me read the whole thing. Hey DOS, I just got back from my friend's house where I was teaching him how to play KSP. He has had the game for a while, but I think I got him hooked by teaching him how to do stuff. I used a lot of stuff you taught me, like moving in orbit and how to use mods like Kerbal Engineer, and told him about your stream. Hopefully he comes on later this week to watch. Thanks for indirectly inspiring my friend to love KSP. Bison brother, that's amazing. Thank you so much for the report. I really do appreciate it. I'm glad that you were able to take what you learned here and use that to get other people excited about stuff. That's awesome. This is just awesome. It really just says awesome. The end. Minmus altitude. Okay, I think I've answered all these questions, honestly. I think I'm actually thinking I'm getting caught up. Question, is this the vanilla skybox set on high? No, it's not. You can get the skybox Drunkora. Nubius Maximus gave you a link that has install instructions. You can totally use this. DOS's chat filtered out bot commands. This over here filters out some certain bot commands, but not everything. What's the quickest way to calculate delta V in the VAB without Kerbal Engineer? Kerbal Engineer. You need to install it. It just does the calculation for you. If you type !! cheats, you can get the equation. But you can do it by hand. I've done a stream before. Where I teach you how to do it by hand. Is Minmus here? No. Okay, we're not to Minmus yet. Where's Minmus? Does anybody see Minmus? I guess it'll just... Oh, there it is! There's Minmus. I don't know if y'all can see it. It's right there. It's at the tip of the... Yeah, we're approaching Minmus now. Excellent. Right there, at the tip of that. Y'all can see it right there to the left of the nebula. Zippy Splat. You can get the equations. You can calculate it by hand. If you calculate it by hand long enough, you'll realize that you just need to use Engineer to do it. But I totally applaud you if you want to figure out the equations. What is it? It's wet weight divided by dry... Or is it wet weight divided by dry weight? Take the natural log of that, multiply that by the ISP, and then multiply that by the local... Not the local gravity. The thrust of the engine or something, I believe. Can't remember it off the top of my head. I've done a stream where I calculated it on the stream before, but I don't sit there every time I need delta V and calculate it by hand. I had an Excel spreadsheet at one point before I found Kerbal Engineer. And it's a pain. Just don't do it. Just don't. How to correct it at 3 question marks. Really? Vigilant one? What Brain Fight said? Question mark, question mark, question mark? Arduino? I don't think I missed anything else. Drink time. I really need to get up another drink. Get your separation down to 2.8 kilometers. What should you do now? Mike 8. Get closer. Get closer and then burn in such a way that you stop the relative motion of the target vessel, like I was doing earlier. Just get out to that and then burn so that the vessel doesn't move on your screen. Look at Minmus coming up, y'all. Minmus is looking good here. I'll take that. I'll allow it. Any tips on saving Delta V? Epic Noodler, any tips on saving Delta V? You could arrow brake if you don't have Deadly Reentry installed. Make sure that you don't run into Ike. Sorry. Make sure that you don't run into Eve and Gilly. Make sure you don't run into Gilly. Usually not a problem. Ike is a big problem, and that's it, Duna. Beyond that, if you've already launched the ship, I don't know if I can help you. I do have a stream where it took me 16 hours to land on Eve and come back. Let me see. Did I miss anything else? Or we're just going out to Minmus. And I'm reading my chat here. That's okay. We could do certain FAQs. I would have them as command. I wouldn't just want them randomly spammed out. I would want them to be relevant to the question being asked. We can do that with the bots we have. Nice Skybox. Thank you, crew. You sound a lot like Man vs. Game, and it's pretty awesome. Thank you for that. That's a compliment. I appreciate that. I've watched Man vs. Game on occasion, and I mean, I read like an article on him, and I was like, whoa, this dude makes a living doing this? You gotta be crazing me. Crazing me? You gotta be kidding me. I think is what it was. Let me see what else I've got here. Oh, I'm in Minmus' sphere of influence. Now we just need to put an alarm, a maneuver node right there, and go ahead and pull retrograde so we go into a nice orbit of Minmus. That looks like that. What is that, Apo? 16? I better put this guy up at 20. 17. Click to make it stick. 17, 18, 19, 9. 19, 9. That's fine. Okay. Then we can totally do Kerbal alarm clock again, and we can add a new alarm. It's going to recognize that I'm going to need to do this burn. So now I've got that coming up. I can actually get rid of that. And we can do the time warp again. This is only in 2 hours, though. This will give me some more time to read chat. And I will get you the view like that as we approach Minmus for our Minmus science mission. Let's see. Did I miss anything else? Call it a night, J Spaceman. Thanks for stopping by. Sorry if I missed you. Just discovered from your mod list RCS Build Aid. RCS Build Aid is amazing. If you're building shuttles and you don't have RCS Build Aid, I don't know what to tell you, buddy. RCS Build Aid is absolutely amazing. I am from Texas, JCT. I'm from the South. I said y'all. That is exactly right. And you even abbreviated it correctly. Y'all. It's not Y''ALL. It's YA''LL. You're exactly right, man. What happened to Spider Solitaire? Maybe we'll do that at some point. I'll stream Spider Solitaire. And Ghostly Blood. That's what I was saying. Ghosty Bloodlust. Thank you for the compliment about Man vs. Game. That guy is serious business, and I do appreciate the compliment. There's the Skybox. I remember seeing that one. There's the Spider Solitaire. You're totally ready for career mode, but it slammed me into the ground. Need practice without nodes. Mr. Sykson, you're right. It takes some practice. Mike, I missed a question from you. Thank you for asking like that. Oh, I answered that one. Maybe I didn't answer it right away. You need to get closer, and then you need to stop the relative motion of the craft. If you can set it as a target and put the green X over the pink Y, that's one way to do it. Or you can just look at it and make it not chunk across the screen like that. Just stop the relative motion of the craft and go straight towards it. That is what you want. Sorry if I missed that, but thank you for politely asking me to go back and get the question, man. I really do appreciate you doing it that way. That makes me feel good whenever you ask me things like that, instead of just spamming the question over and over again. That actually makes me feel okay that I didn't grab the question in the first place. Thank you for that. Or Dr. Pepper drink button. Yeah, okay. There was this question about Eve, which I got. Kerbal Solar System. The bot hobbit, did you get the skybox command? There's a skybox command. You need to do a skybox command. We probably need to do this time warp a little faster. What do we got? 2 hours? Let's double the rate of time warp. Yeah, there we go. Now we'll be coming up to Minmus a little faster. That's Minmus! Up there, we're doing a science mission out there to it. And on that, where was that? Lama Scion. I don't drink very much. It's not particularly something that I do very often. I don't have any problem with it. I'll have a beer, but I wouldn't do a stream where you could like say drink and I would like take a shot or anything like that. That's not my MO. I'm not going to be taking clothes off. I'm not going to point my camera down lower so you can see me or anything like that. See if I missed anything else. Minmus is coming up. Call it a night. Okay, I've seen that one. You're going to stream today. Chuckle Maniac, you were going to stream today, but Das is on. I'd rather watch him. Thank you for the compliment. What mod for the skybox? Did we get the skybox? I'm just drinking Dr. Pepper right now. What's the best way to achieve orbit without using maneuver nodes? Exclamation point launch. Exclamation point launch. Mr. Scion, exclamation point launch. And it'll tell you the launch profile that I follow. Straight up till 10K, 45 degrees till you get a 50K Apple apps, and then straight on till morning. Not really. Straight on till you get a 70, 80K Apple apps. I have not played any Elite Dangerous. I have not. Any plans to get the reverb effect? Welcome to Kerbal Space Academy. Yeah, I would like a reverb effect. I just don't want people to think that I copied other people or anything like that. You're 4 years. Heck you. Dude, I'm the real dude. I respect you, man. I respect you. I'm the real dude. 4 years sober. Stay on the DP train. Got some personal experience with that. I respect you. I really do respect you for that. Thank you for saying that out loud in chat, too, real dude. Disappoint a few fans outlaw stripping on stream. Will this do for your homework, Heavy Decon? Absolutely. Dude, Heavy Decon, thank you for submitting your homework. Let's make sure Heavy Decon gets. Minmus is coming up fast. I've only got a very short time to do this. Heavy Decon. Good job, Cadet. Heavy Decon is here again, and I orbited the moon first. I forgot to orbit the moon. That's my bad, though. Thank you, Heavy Decon, for submitting your homework. Get your 25 extra credits. I appreciate you. Good times. Do the Macarena with Boone's Farm wine coolers. What? Am I going to hit Minmus? Let's make sure I'm not going to hit Minmus. Okay, I'm not going to hit Minmus. That's an important thing. When you're going somewhere, that is an important thing, not to hit the planet that you're trying to orbit around. So here we are at Minmus, the deliciously ice-creamy ice moon of Kerbin. Very low gravity. It is a great place to practice landing. If you're new to landing, it is an absolute great place to practice landing. I actually have a craft on Kerbal X that is a carrier that will get you multiple landing craft, multiple Kerbals out to Minmus so you can practice your landings. I've got streams where I've done landing drills on Minmus. But that is what's going on right there. Your credits reset. Your credits actually go away when you use them on raffles. They don't persist through raffles. The credits do go away when you spend them on raffles. That's why they're doing. Who is asking about radial in and radial out? Who would ask about radial in and radial out? Are you here? Toss up my name in chat. Who was it that was asking about radial in and radial out? Tell me. Tell me. What's going on? If you're still here, let me know what's happening. Gotta head out. Take it easy. Oh, the bot crashed. See? Alright, I've got this burn to do. It's going to be a 16-second burn to circularize around Minmus. Let us go ahead. Angry triangle time. Lord Tetchy! What's up? And guys, listen to Artak, please. I was serious when I said that I respected the person who said that they were 4 years sober. Don't make a joke of it, please. I really wouldn't appreciate people making a joke about that stuff. That's serious business. I hope I don't hit Minmus. My mods will just start timing out people who make jokes about sober or not sober. We've had enough. I think it's a little funny, but when the entire chat just talks about that for 10 minutes, I think that that's less funny. And I'm serious about that. You're still waiting to catch up to Elu. Oh, You're still waiting to catch up to Ulu. You need to go towards it, Dr. Zeb. You need to burn towards it to increase your velocity relative to Elu. And that will help you catch it faster if you've got the Delta V to spare. If you don't have the Delta V to spare, then don't burn towards it. But you need to burn towards it. Set it as your target. Look for the pink circle on here and burn towards it a little bit. If you're close to it, if you're like millions and millions and millions of kilometers away, don't do that. If it and your green ball are in kind of the same sort of position on the nav ball, then you can totally do it that way. I'm going to burn when he gets to 8 seconds. 10, 9, 8. Burn, 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 burn to slow down. Look, Minmus is going to capture us. Zoop! And we're captured. Whoa, buddy. It's too much zooming in and out. 40, 30, 20, 20. Love it. Good deal. Alright, then we're going to come over here. We're going to set up our circularization burn, which basically just means we go to our Apo apps. We click that. We click Add Maneuver. And we burn prograde until our periapps becomes 20k. We could also just watch for the flip like that. That means that that's going to be 20. That means that that's going to be 20 as well. That's what we want. 4.9 meters per second of Delta V's on that one. And we will be in a nice... Are we going to do a docking? Yes, absolutely, Chuckomaniac. I did a docking earlier. I'm going to do another docking coming up. This is in 27 minutes, so let's just fast forward. I'm going to do another dock. Turn that up a little bit. 10 minutes. 9 minutes. It is. Telera Best, why would you need a spoon? That requires repetitive motion. Why don't you make a conveyor belt that just conveys ice cream into your mouth? How delicious would that be? Whew! I almost went past it. Whew! Okay, we got it done. We're good. Let's hope we didn't forget anything vital. Jiffish, I agree. Let's hope we didn't forget anything vital. Alright. So now we've got this large engine up here. And I need to refuel this completely. Solar panels on your lander. I've got solar panels on the lander. I do have solar panels on the lander. I'm fine. I've got solar panels. Fuel tanks are imploding when you launch vertically. Strut it up. You need to strut it, I think. If you've got parts that are colliding with each other whenever you try to launch, you need a more structurally sound rocket, and the struts can help you with that, or it's going to be a bug. I don't know. Hawkeyes! And I followed. I think it's awesome how nerdy this guy is about the game, but it's an awesome nerdy. I am never going to feel bad when people call me a nerd. I am never going to feel bad when people call me about a nerd. Wait, when people call me about a nerd? When people call me a nerd. The transfer fuel is stock. Mwedic. It's stock. It does account for COG changes when transferring fuel. In fact, Scott Manley's got a great video where he was able to actually increase his orbital energy by pumping fuel around. He was able to higher orbit by moving his center of mass into a higher orbit using fuel pumps. Which is so cheaty. Not gonna lie. Completely cheaty. Look at this. Is this totally full? That one's full, and that one's full. And that one's full. And that one's full. That means we had enough Delta V in our kicker stage to get out there. Really? I didn't know that. He's not a nerd about KSP, he's totally a geek. DOS, alt-click. Yes, you get to the fuel transfer with the alt-clicking. Oh, I could have filled them all up. I forgot that I could fill them all up at once. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot that. I just forgot about that. Yeah, I could have just totally done that. I could have gone like that and gone on like that, and then gone like that, and then I could have clicked out, and it would have filled them up. I totally forgot that. Uh-oh, that's a bug. Whoa, that's interesting. That was a little buggy. You shouldn't let me do that. Alright. We should be good here. We should be honestly very good. I've got 615 meters per second of Delta V to do the landing. That's more than enough. I've got extra fuel left in here, which is fine. I'm okay with that. One day at a time. Dude, brain fried? Heck yeah, one day at a time. We should be good to go. Let's do a final systems check here. Look at these buggy McBuggersons over here. Alright. When I press spacebar, my science lander engines are going to activate, and I'm going to decouple from this. Once I decouple, I can't get back. All this stuff finally in a game and getting so much attention brings a smile to my face. Dude, for fun, that's what I love about it too. Again, it's not in-body physics. It's just one-body physics, so the game can keep up with it, and it makes it more simple. I honestly think that it should stay one-body physics so that more people can accomplish things in the game without having to worry about gravity degrading your orbit and that sort of stuff. But I love it. I have way too much fun with this. That's not a bug, it's so you can make it pumping while the fuel is used. Oh, interesting. Well, why did it only do it to one tank, though? Justice Dog, you're welcome. Let's do a landing here. I'm going to focus, chat. I'm going to focus on my final checks here, because I don't want to die to chat. Did I fill the tank on top? Those tanks are monoprop only, so that should be good. These tanks are all totally filled. We could actually do this. I think we have few enough tanks. No, we don't. That's annoying. That's so worthless. See how it only shows you a couple of your tanks? It doesn't actually show you all your tanks? They would need to just remove that until it's fixed. Crotchety. What did Crotchety say? Wait, what did Crotchety say? Crotchety, you make this game fun! Thank you, Crotchety. Let's go blow something up. I appreciate you being here. Thanks for watching. Alright. F5 for safety. I'm in hard mode career, Dopefish. Let's see here. And the unfortunate thing is it's going to push this into a wacky orbit. So at least let's go ahead and decrease ourselves here. We better have those silly Kerbals in there. Operational. Okay, that means we've got Kerbals. In-body would be less helpful than people think. Unless they really, really want realism. You want realism, go play Orbiter, guys. Leave this game as something that can get non-technical people excited about space. Leave it to that, please. Use mods if you want to, but please don't make my game more complicated for people who just want to get interested about space. We're going to practice for docking microsatellites, and everything DOSVAL does is almost exactly what you have to do or consider. Really for fun. Docking microsatellites. Are you doing something that is like a CubeSat sort of thing? Or is it a bigger project than that? I don't know. I don't have any context, but CubeSats are microsatellites, right? There's actually a forum thread where people from KSP were talking about what we could accomplish with a microsat, like a CubeSat. Are you working on docking CubeSats together? Because that would be amazing. Use it to deorbit. I was honestly, since it's got a docking port on it, I'm honestly going to leave it in orbit as an emergency fuel tank. I think I'm just going to leave it in orbit as an emergency fuel tank at Minmus out here. So that's what we're going to do. I'm no CubeSat. It's realistic enough as it is. It's close enough. It's close enough. I mean, keep it open to more people so that people can accomplish things and get excited about science. Don't make it Orbiter. I don't want it to be Orbiter. That would ruin the game for what we're trying to do. You're doing your main research on CubeSats. Really? Hang out, but you're going to go. Nubius! Did we get Nubius some shoutouts? Make sure Nubius gets some shoutouts. Make sure Nubius gets some shoutouts. I would be very, very, very... Later's Nubius, yeah. Aerodynamic feature. I could be okay with a more realistic aerodynamic feature, too. I could. Let's go ahead and do this landing, though. I'm going to go ahead. I've filled up all the tanks. My RCS is full. I feel like there should be a song in there. There you go. The lander's good. He's full up. He's running out of electric charge. We're okay. You worked on spheres and MIT program of spherical satellites on the ISS, among other things, with some swarm CubeSats. Nice for fun. I understand half of what you said, but I should say NASA, not just MIT. Nice. I'm not aware of the Spheres project. If you have a link to something you've done, if that's something you can link up, man, feel free to link it up in my channel. Absolutely. So let's just go ahead and do this. Like this. I'm actually going to decouple by hand. And I'm going to leave this in orbit as an orbital Minmus fuel depot. That was nice. Alright, that didn't give us a huge push, so I'm okay with that. Now I'm going to make sure I'm throttled down. All engines are currently throttled down. Let's go ahead and press spacebar to activate our main engines cluster here. It's not really a cluster when they're spread out like that. There we go. Now our main landing engines have activated. Before I go for landing, I'm going to check things like my... There we go. So my gear are good to go. I'm actually going to retract these. It wasn't abort, it was brakes. Okay, so I can't just click on that. Oh, I can click on that. There you go. Alright, I'm going to fold those in. Space Operations Manual says do not leave your solar panels extended when you're doing landing maneuvers unless they're mounted like this. And let's see what we can do to go for landing. Colbert mechanism on the ISS. What? There you go. Thank you, Tesla Max. I am landing on Minmus right now. How long until daytime? Where are we at? Ah. Look at this. We've got a great landing. Look at this. We could totally land right in here. We could totally land right there. That's going to be the Greater Flats. And we could land right there. It's not going to be exactly equatorial. But it is what it is. I think I can go for an equatorial landing here. We've got 615 meters a second of Delta V. Let's get this done. Minmus is not tightly locked, no. And plus, it's Minmus. It's Minmus. That is why we are like this. Let's go ahead. I'm going to make sure I'm not going to run into that fuel tank. I'm going to leave those landing legs down. And I'm going to go ahead and burn retrograde right now. There we go. And I'm just going to burn retrograde until I come in over the Great Flats like this. There's a mountain range there, so we definitely don't want to hit that mountain range. And I think I'm going to set it up so that my landing target looks like that. I would like to land closer down here. Maybe at some point I could tweak my trajectory. Look. If I go right here and I add a maneuver and I go radial down, that's not exactly the equator. What's that going to cost me? 17 meters per second. What if I just burn radial down right now? Let's put it a lot sooner. Normally this may cost me more Delta V, but let's see what we can do. Oh, okay, that's actually going to get me closer to the equator. 20 meters per second. That's going to put me on a line to land on the equator. That is a good thing. I do want to land on the equator. So we will burn that node as is right now. Actually, we don't even really need the node. Watch this. Look. You see how we're close? We're in the same part of the orbit that we need to be in. That electric charge sure does drain fast. You will land short. I know. I know. When you kill your horizontal speed. I know. I'm not going towards the end of the line. I am wanting to land somewhere over here. Kind of in here. I'm not going to land at the end of the line. I am fully aware that I will not land at the end of the line. In fact, can I get this to work? Did I upgrade it? Oh, man, it's not working. Yeah, that's not showing me the X, because Minmus, I think, is one of the buggy moons. Oh, there it was. You can see it for a second. Yeah, it's drawing it at the wrong altitude. Let's just not even worry about that. You do have to account for the moon's rotation, though. You guys are exactly right. And I'm looking to land somewhere over here. That's why I've got it looking the way that it does. Anyways, do you see how I'm burning right now? Look, do you see Minmus, and do you see how I'm kind of oriented with the north and south poles of Minmus? Watch what happens here. I am currently pointing south, I bet you. And whenever I burn this node, look at it tweak my orbit. Do you see how it bends my orbit down? I want to come into a landing somewhere around the equator of Minmus. I don't want to be in this slightly inclined orbit. I don't want to land off the equator. If I'm in the equator, it'd be easier to dock with this thing. That looks good. Yeah, I'll allow that. And then right here, I'm just going to try to do a burn right here. I'm going to add this maneuver. And I'm basically just going to go for the Minmus safety landing, which is kill all of my velocity like that. 149 seconds. We still have 548 in the tank. We should be fine here. Heading to bed. Porter John, man, thank you for hanging out. Ah, yes. And for the landing, I am definitely going to orient myself to dorsal. It looks like I'll already be correctly oriented. It's not an abomination. It's just a Dos Valdez ship. It looks nice. It looks nice. I think it looks nice. Well, let me create maneuver nodes in career. You have to unlock it. DJ Smith, you need to upgrade your tracking station, and you need to upgrade your mission control before you get those maneuver nodes. What else do I need here? Anything? Nothing? Let's make sure I'm not going to crash into anything. I need to drink. I actually need to get myself another drink. Let's make sure I'm not going to hit anything. Yeah, it looks like I'm fine. And that's going to need to be tweaked a little bit. Like that because of the rotation of the moon. I put it a little bit too close. So let's just keep on time ordering. Man, that planet looks pretty big down below me, doesn't it? I don't want to hit that mountain, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to hit it.